Nic and Olandria have just made a big shocking move and everyone is talking about it. So Love Island has just announced that Love Island Beyond the Villa is getting renewed for season 2 and also released the cast, which is now causing a lot of buzz online for different reasons. First of all, because of how bad it is, but also because none of the breakout stars are coming back, such as Nic and Olandria. So let us get into some of the reasons as to why Nic and Olandria most likely turned down coming back on TV. But first, let us see who is coming back. Well, so coming back on our screens in 2026 will be winners and exes Amaya and Brian, Andreina, Bella, Chris, Taylor and Clark, Coco, Grayson, Hannah, Iris, Jeremiah, Pepe and TJ. This cast really has the internet talking and not in a good way, because people are saying that they're not interesting, especially because most of them don't really have anything going on. Others are saying that it is just Casa more Beyond the Villa, and others are saying that instead of this, they should have just at least gave us Love Island Games Beyond the Villa or kept the cast from season 6 and so much more, which shows that the fans are not vibing with it. Of course, we know why that is. It is because the people who actually made season 7 interesting are not coming back, and that is Nic and Olandria, Shelly and Ace, and Huda. It is just two things here. They could have turned down the invitation or they could have not been invited, which I think that is only the case for Huda. We all know what just happened. Huda's entire career was ruined in a blink of an eye when she thought that racism was funny, and I think that even if she wanted to be on Beyond the Villa, they wouldn't have taken her in, because of course we know that Love Island does not tolerate it. But when it comes to Nicolandria and Shelly Ace, I think it was them who turned down being on Beyond the Villa, but in this video, let us just focus on Nic and Olandria. Turning down Beyond the Villa might come as a surprise to some of the Nicolandria fans, but not so shocking, because on one of the TikTok lives, Nic was asked about this question and this is what he said.
Do I do Beyond the Villa? Theoretically, hypothetically. Alright, I think I got my answer. Can't say it though.
He didn't really say yes or no, and although his answer most likely meant that they wouldn't, some people still had a little bit of faith that maybe because he wasn't that sure they would maybe change their minds later, but turns out they finally decided not to return to TV. Obviously, there are many reasons behind that decision, and I think one of them is just brand control and drama fatigue. Reality TV starts and ends with drama, and in this social media climate, I don't think that it is something that they want to involve themselves in anymore. As the producers are looking for the drama to keep the show interesting, they always make certain edits and portray people in different ways, and all of that be out of the cast's control, because most of the times they aren't consulted before airing the episodes. Now, Nic and Olandria have done a great job perfectly building their brands outside the villa. They have kept a positive and drama-free brand, so if they're to be on another show, it could either continue to build their brand or completely destroy it from all the drama that could be happening. And the problem is, like I mentioned, in this very woke social media climate, even a very small mistake could cost you your entire career. So I think it is such a smart move for them to skip on Beyond the Villa and just keep on doing what they're doing and controlling their brand. One of the other reasons that I think was involved in them turning down Beyond the Villa is because honestly, it looks like they don't need Love Island anymore. If we're being real, Nic and Olandria are one of the biggest couples, if not the biggest, to ever come from Love Island and turn their fame into lasting relevance, that at this point, they don't need any more clout from Love Island. Actually, I think them being on Beyond the Villa, they would be doing them a favor because they would be attracting more people for them. In other words, this is just another sign that they're bigger than the program. I mean, at this point, even bigger media publications are using Nic and Olandria to get attention. I was just scrolling on TikTok and Cosmopolitan has this post talking about the things that happened in pop culture this week, and not only did they make Nic and Olandria their cover picture, but they have also made them represent the entire Love Island as they use their picture to say that Love Island is casting for season 8. Mind you, this post was talking about so many A-list celebrities such as Kim Kardashian, Kendrick Lamar, Nicole Kidman and more, but still made Nicolandria the cover to attract people. So it really looks like they no longer need Love Island anymore, and honestly, when you look at this cast, it is just people who missed out on the opportunity to become big on Love Island who are still looking. Otherwise, I think Nic and Olandria turning down Beyond the Villa is also maybe because they just want to finally become like mainstream celebrities and not just reality TV stars, and that would not work if they just kept on being on reality shows. They are already on that path. They have now been on several red carpets, covers, and Olandria has now received a couple of awards, which is just signs that they're becoming bigger than just reality stars. Well, that is just some of the reasons that I think Nic and Olandria turned down coming back on TV, but overall, most of their fans appreciate them for doing this, and I would like to know what you think as well. Speaking of awards, Olandria also just received another one, the Visibility with Vision Award from Fortunes and Forks Gala. She and Nic were both there and they gave us so much content, but with everything that happened, I think my most favorite moment was this speech that introduced Olandria. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think of everything that we discussed in this video, and thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for more.
Earlier this summer, millions of us tuned into what will become the most talked about season of Love Island USA. Exactly. One of the first Islanders to appear on our screen was a strikingly beautiful woman with a deep southern twang who immediately became a fan favorite. However, in the back of our minds was the looming reminder of how hard reality dating shows and this world historically has been on confident, self-assured, dark-skinned black women. Unfortunately, Olandria Carthen became no exception to that truth. However, how she's risen above the noise, the naysayers, and the blatant racism has become a masterclass in grace, resilience, and what happens when you are a real, emphasis on real, girl's girl. Affectionately dubbed Bama Barbie, Olandria has shown that she has lasting star power. I mean, look what she's accomplished in just 6 months. Walking in New York Fashion Week, partnerships with Sweetgreen and NYX, just to name a few. Right. And just earlier this week, shutting down the internet alongside Brandon Blackwood in the CFPA. She is the walking, living proof that no matter how many weapons this world may form against her, baby, they are not prospering. She has famously tweeted just about all of her life's goals and somehow has checked off just about each and every one of them thus far. So write it, y'all. What do they say? Write it and make it plain. Write it and make it plain. She has inspired a whole new generation to manifest their wildest dreams, go after what they want, and remain themselves in spite of those committed to dimming their light. It also does not hurt that her face belongs in a museum. The waist. There's a reason I wore this. I said, if I'm going to be up there with her, we got sunglasses around the waist, okay? The body can stop traffic. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to present the Visibility with Vision Award to our sweetheart, our homegirl in our heads, and an inspiration to all, Olandria Carthen.